Hold on.
Trip of a lifetime.
We are live. Uh-oh.
What's up?
Hello.
Turn that
How
money
are
bag back
you?
up.
You said what?
Turn the money bag back up.
Okay. What's poppin'?
What's good? How you
Oh,
doing, Fresh?
I'm doing so good, man. I'm so
That's
super
wonderful.
excited that you decided to do this because
For
it's been a
sure, of
long
course.
time coming. But you know, life been beating my stupid ass up. So
Man, all of us, that's just the story, What would life be without the struggles, you feel me?
no, for real though. But
Yeah.
I'm so excited because, like, just like I said, people be ready to check everything but their status, boy.
Facts.
Niggas
That's a
be
fact.
harder. I'ma check her. She got. Well, but what your status be like, though, la? What your
Man, they can't tell
status?
you. That's why we here, you feel me? So we could tell you.
Yes,
Just
definitely.
straight
So,
up.
how did Check It NOLA come about? Because I think this is like super dope what y'all do in the age range that y'all do it in. So, how did it come about?
Okay. Yeah, so we actually a research project, to get like super technical. We're actually a research project funded by the National Institute of Health, which is the research wing of the Center for Disease Control. And the purpose of Check It is to prove that if we test and treat chlamydia and gonorrhea in young men, it'll reduce the rates in women. And the way we took that on was, completely off the book. So we know as black men, we don't traditionally go to clinics. We have in New Orleans, we are lacking education, sexual education in schools. So it's like generational gaps when it comes to healthcare, especially sexual healthcare with men. So what we do, instead of going in the clinic, having the clinical settings, we go out in the community. We have over 60 partners. We go to barbershops, basketball gyms, every HBCU, Dillard, Xavier, Suno, Delgado campuses, in the Ninth Ward, West Bank. We in Algiers. We go to, literally everywhere, anywhere, restaurants, basketball gyms, where we can find young men and, bring the services to them, bring it, into their comfort zone and educate them on how it should be a part and it should be routine just as, as you go and get some food or, all the COVID tests we didn't take last year, we should be taking STD tests as well because we know we was wilding last year. So,
Okay, man.
yeah,
I know
that's,
y'all was out your bad. Don't act
they was out here.
like
They was out here. They,
right.
not me. You feel me? They.
Nigga said no, them over there. Not me over here. Them.
Facts, facts,
Yeah.
facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's what we do, man. It's a chlamydia. We do chlamydia and gonorrhea testing for 15 to 26-year-old black men in New Orleans. It's completely free. If they come back positive, we completely treat them with free medication. And we also, the meat of it, trying to get at their partners. We also offer the treatment to their sex partners.
Right.
And just educate them on how to have that conversation. Sex is a grown thing, so we got to be grown about it. You feel me? If you positive, you got to let your partners know. And what we do, we kind of make that process easy by giving you the medication, so that woman doesn't have to go to the doctor, anything like that. You already got it there, boom, boom, and you good.
That's what's up. I really,
Yeah,
really, really love what y'all doing, man. I really,
for
really
sure.
do.
I
So
appreciate that. We love the
let's
podcast.
huh?
I said we love the podcast. That's all we know. We had to be on here.
Oh, thank you, man. You know my
For
little
sure.
baby dad be trying and stuff, you know. So like let's give them some statistics. Like what are the statistics with the STDs and STIs alone, like the gonorrhea and for because you guys do gonorrhea and chlamydia. So what is
Yeah,
the numbers? Like make it real for them.
for sure. And shout out to Jokes. I see you, Jokes
Yes,
podcast in the comments.
my God.
Um, that's my dog, Zoe. Shout out to Zoe. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, chlamydia, gonorrhea is the most common infection in the country. More people have chlamydia than AIDS, HIV, cancer combined because it's just an infection. We get confused, when we talk about STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, versus sexually transmitted infections. It's just an infection. It's not as severe as a HIV. It's an infection that you could get clean. The same thing that you treat chlamydia with is the same thing you would treat an infection with. It's just an infection. So more people have the infection and have had encounters with the infection than any other infection in the country. Black men are 8 times more likely than white men to be infected. The most common symptom of these infections is no symptoms. So the only way you will know most times is if you get tested. I mean, you might hear a lot of guys say, "Oh, she burned me," I got a little drip. That's extremely rare, and that's the way. It's a more extreme version of it. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, guys won't even know that they have it in their body and won't realize that until they pass the infection on to a woman and she may have some kind of fallopian tube issues or birth defects with a child, or just kind of infects them or affects their body way more than a male body. But yeah, that's the numbers. That's the most general numbers that I could give you. Check it. How we've screened over. Our exact number is 1,999. We literally need one more guy to make it 2,000 men that we've actually tested with Check It NOLA. And we've been around since 2017, all over the community. Like I said, even on the West Bank with Red.
I got buku names with the partners. I'm gonna send all this passes.
Tell them hit me up, though. Look.
I sure will.
The thing about it, Fresh, all you got to do is tell them hit the link in the bio, and once they enroll, I'm gonna cash up you $5 for each dude you send.
Oh, let me get
and
my
that's for everybody.
With your dirty ass.
Straight
Y'all
up.
hear this? I know y'all watching. I'm gonna watch later. You know
Most
who
definitely.
you are. You're right, that person. But yeah, man, let me get my 5, son. I've been y'all counseling therapist all
Straight up.
time, son. You might as well just let me get the 5, man.
Straight up.
So, do you feel like, cause I know, well, at one, like, do you think you guys will expand to treating other STDs at some point, or is it just strictly gonna be the chlamydia and the gonorrhea for now?
Yeah, so just for the specific purpose of the Check It project in this phase that we in right now, we're only doing chlamydia and gonorrhea, and that's just solely because that was the easiest treatment for us to take. Like, say when I go in the barbershop, it'd be different if I was to go in a barbershop and offer HIV testing. So a guy, he getting his haircut. It's a Friday night, he getting his haircut. He see me in there asking to get a free test. He take the free HIV test and he come back positive. I can't do nothing for him, but ruin his night.
Right.
But with chlamydia, it's kind of more accepting. I can come in there, I can take your sample, and that'll be you getting tested, and now you might get your results a few days later. So it's kind of more of a easier thing for guys to take on, and it's just baby steps. We kind of, I should have that stat. I'm so sorry, but I want to tell you, and this is an old stat, maybe from 2019, but I want to say, of all the young men that we've tested, 70 to 75% of them had never been tested before, and I want to say around 20-30% of the young men. Oh yeah, shout out to Say, put the link in the bio. But yeah, around like 20-30% of them actually even at that point pass the information on to their partners, let them know. So that's kind of an issue we getting at. But yeah, definitely that's that's what we have.
Yeah, because I used to, I have it in my mind to believe that women know, certain things before the males do. Like you said, like even they don't really see the symptoms and stuff like that. But I feel like a woman's body will let her know before men normally do. So it's dope that you guys like, okay, let me target the men because like they're not aware as much. Do you think that people have like a fear of asking the person that they're dating, casually dating, like, oh, what's your status, or even like doing it routinely if they're in a relationship?
Definitely. I think it's, fear in everything, fear in the unknown, because the guy being a guy, and a woman asking my status, and I tell her I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what reaction she's going to give me. Even with, I'm saying how we give free medicine for the partners. A lot of guys are afraid to let their partner know their status, and afraid to even give her the medicine. That's definitely a thing that we see a lot. And what we try to do is just tell them like, hey, if you were man enough, brave enough to, have sex, it's a grown thing. You just got to take that, a part of it. It's just a part of the game, and it's nothing to be afraid of because everybody has sex. It's a human nature for us to want to have those feelings, and that's just something that everybody does. It's nothing to be afraid of, and the fear really comes from the lack of education on the subject. Like most times when we tell guys that they're positive for chlamydia, only thing they know is because they see it HIV. They see it on the billboards, they see it everywhere, so they think it's the most extreme thing. They think AIDS, they think they might die, but just if education could counteract the fear. So once a guy understands, they'll be, they understand, oh, it's nothing to be as afraid of, or even, your partner, like, you telling a woman your status will instill more trust in you. So it's nothing to even be afraid of. You telling the woman like, hey, straight up, I tested positive, and I think you should get tested. That's something grown men do. That's something that you should do. That's the normal thing to do. So it's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, no, I definitely respect somebody mine if they were honest with me more so. Sometimes you never know how people will take it, and like I said, people respect you more. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that people, because it's very far and few that you hear people dying from HIV and AIDS now, so you think that's the reason why people kind of feel like, okay, I mean, nobody not really dying from it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that they put into place. Like I think it's like the prep and
Yeah,
all these
prep and
things
pep.
to,
Yeah.
like kind of make it be like, okay to do whatever because I have this to help me. Like,
Yeah, and I wouldn't even, that's definitely that definitely is a thing, guys, feel like oh, I don't see it as much, or you don't hear too many horror stories like you used to,
mm,
because we do have better treatment and better practices on, preventing HIV and AIDS.
mm,
But still, I think I honestly think that it boils down to a lack of education.
right.
Guys just not understanding, just like a guy watch a football game, he don't know what's going on. If he never played, now if he never played the game, he gonna be confused. He gonna be scared if he get out on the field. It's just it's just about experience. It's just about going through life, and just the same way you wouldn't drive a car without going to driver's school, learning how to what I'm saying. Just that's all it is. That's
Yeah, I just feel like I
the
don't know.
simple little
Like
thing.
I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
people. It's like, man, this is a touchy subject because people are
Mm-hmm.
so shy. Like, do you guys give them talking points? You know what I'm saying? Like how to approach. Like, let's role play, okay?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
just
let's do
gave
it.
me gonorrhea before
Yeah.
I killed you. You came up to me and was like, "What you was gonna say?"
So all right. So let me think about the process, right? So how Check It works, all right? So I'll give you a Check It example, real life example.
Okay.
I call a guy on a Friday. That's usually when we get our results back, and I'm calling the guy, letting them know. At that point, I'm setting up his treatment. When guys enroll with Check It, they also do an anonymous survey that just asks them about their behavior questions, just gathering, because it's data. We researchers, so we just collect data.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ask the guys about their partners that they've had recently in the past 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And once they give us that information and the guy come back positive, we ask them about that partner from the survey. So I'm like, hey, bro, what's the relationship there? Like, are make sure that you let them know about the status. How can I help you? Anything that you want to talk about, and we send them the links from our website. If you visit checkitnola.com, you'll see there's 4 panes that has. I wish I could turn my phone around and show you, but but
Yeah.
yeah, just visit checkitnola.com. You'll definitely see we have 4 panes. One is I tested positive, now what? And that gives the guys, when guys test positive, we send them that link, and this gives them information on what the diseases are, how to take care of it, how to have those conversations with your partner, and that's also the other pane, how to have the conversation with your partner. And just another one is STD facts, and the other one is just getting tested. So if you visit checkitnola.com, you will see talking points and information that we send to young men. We tell them, hey, straight up, like, look, if you tell a young woman, so we back to the role play. I'm sorry, I just had to explain that. So back to the role play, right?
Mm.
Yo, Fresh, what's up? How you doing, love?
Oh, you know me.
We
I
coolin'.
stay cool and loud.
Yeah, you at work? Where you at? You good? Can we talk real quick?
Yeah, what's
I'm
up?
on the phone. Oh, I got a phone.
Oh,
So, remember I was telling you I had got. You remember I was telling you I had got tested with Check It,
yeah,
checking NOLA, the free project when they gave me the free cut.
yes. I remember.
And my test came back positive. And like a man, straight up, we had sex recently. It was unprotected sex, and as a man, I just had to disclose that to you. But what the project actually did was they gave me the infection medicine for myself. They also gave me a dose for you. So would you mind if I come and bring that to you? That way you don't have to go and schedule an appointment with your doctor and do that. Although you can, I'm not saying you can't, but I definitely have the medication for you right here, and we can take it together. You know,
That was
because Valentine's Day coming up, and we got to do it for you. For me. So.
that was well communicated, my brother. See, you gonna like you, my brother, cause these niggas.
And I only have that perspective because I do this for a living. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was definitely me being a black when I first I've been with Check It since 2017. And I was 22. So before we raised the age to 26, it was 24, and I was in that age range. That's why I think I'm so invested in the project because I'm actually from New Orleans. So I know these people that enrolled in the project. We went to these places where I would go and hang out and went to high school and college with a bunch of these folks, so they actually know me. And we had to have those conversations like, hey, bro, you know what I do. You know, if you want to holler at me on the side, we can do that. But you know, straight up, like, hey, you gotta have that conversation, dog. You know, we know that I know you. You know, I can actually talk to them like that, and
Right.
that's what makes it more comfortable. You know, it's way more comfortable setting than going sitting in the clinic with a doctor who, you know, in the thing, and it's all kind of, white walls and stuff. And you sitting in there, and it's all awkward. But you know what, check it's you know, STD testing is not that scary. It doesn't have to be that way, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. Yeah.
What about, like, if you are on a dating scene, I don't know if you're in a relationship or single, but like, is that an icebreaker? Like, hey, how you doing? What's your status? Before we go further, like, how do you, with the casual dating, how do you feel like you approach that? Is that a first conversation thing, a second like, what would you do, or what do you advise young men?
Man, I mean, like for me, like I ain't gonna open the conversation with that because you ain't, you know, if it's all right, first date, say me and you first, we go out. I told you Valentine's Day coming up. Boom, I take you out, so I kind of know you already. Or if that's our first date, we kind of just chalking up, topping, you know, figuring out about each other. And if that's on my mind, that's not gonna come up till later, till the drink start flowing, you know. But but yeah, how I wouldn't approach it, you know, straight up like, hey, what's your status? Because that's kind of weird, you know. Like I don't even know what's my last name, bro. You trying to, you know, like, but on a serious note though, it's definitely I mean, if you casual dating, you gotta ask. You have to ask, you know, and it's almost doing yourself a disservice if you don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if a young man, if you know, saying we just talking, but if you know, Fresh was to ask a young man that, and he was to get offended, that's a red flag, you know. And if I was to ask a woman, that's a red flag. Like, wait, hold on, you know this, you know, she, you know, kind of get offended. Why you asking me that? Or the dude like, damn, what you talking about? Damn, I ain't even trying to. Like, no, I'm gone, bro. I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't on that, but definitely, like, you gotta, you know. And what cool about Check It? Let me show you this. Is you could just whip out your clean as fuck card. Like, you ain't gotta say nothing. Like, we send these to guys once we get them once we get them clean or negative. You see it says clean AF for chlamydia, gonorrhea down there. That's what that part says. And just on the back, you know, it has your last testing date, your initials, your name. We put all that on there. And we also send the guys these documents too. We mail it to their house or drop it off to them, so they have these documents, you know. But definitely, no, I'm not opening the conversation with that.
So basically,
you know,
when I date somebody in the city, I gotta look around and see if they got a yellow card. That's basically what you
yeah, you gotta ask them for the yellow card. Definitely, ask them for the yellow card, man. Where you, yeah. You know about you ask them if they know about Check It. That's all you gotta do. And if they be like, no,
that's a good segue of conversation. See, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yeah. And then you get your $5 because you didn't refer to me. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I need the $5. I need the $5. So, switch it up a little bit. We talk about STDs and sex. Let's talk about how we could prevent with some safe sex. So with condoms, I hear a lot of women say, like, I'm allergic to condoms. Like, have you guys ever heard of that? You know, ever dealt with that? Or like, what would the reason why a woman would be or wouldn't be allergic, or even men for, you know?
Yeah, we've heard it all. I ain't gonna lie to you. We heard it all, and it's mostly we heard it from men because, you know, we test, you know, we go and target in men. But women, I think women kind of are more inclined to, you know, experiment with different type of condoms. Like, let me show you. See, I bought all this stuff. Oh, damn, here's another. Well, I'll go get it later. But so we you know, we give out condoms. It's all different type of condoms. And what we usually hear from young men is that oh, it doesn't fit, you know, or it's too small. And that's just a, you know, a cop out, right? I don't really want to wear the condom, so I'm gonna just tell you it's too small. Or like, you know, if it's are we living off, you know, we a name brand type of generation. So, you know, if it's not Trojan or if it's not a Durex, dudes don't even know that Trojan makes Magnum. You know, they'll throw a Trojan away and just, you know, use a Magnum. Like, no, it's the same company. You know, it's like in the meat aisle and Winn Dixie. You know, Tyson makes all the meat. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. But yeah, I mean,
that. I just learned something. I know
that. Yeah, you know, but it's all kind of brands. You know, it's a lucrative business. We are actually sponsored by a black-owned condom company out of Atlanta called B Condoms. Shout out to my man Jason. I saw him pop up in the chat. But yeah, Jason Panda. He has this great company. It's a great vegan condom, and it's black-owned. Y'all need to support him. B Condoms. Yo, look him up. He on Instagram. He just partnered with Pee Wee Longway and QC them in Atlanta. He's finna make his way down to New Orleans and mess with your boys. So.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to link with them. I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Definitely. I'll definitely link you with them for sure. But yeah, there's all different type of condoms. There's B condoms, which is a vegan condom. There's non-latex condoms, you know, because some people are allergic to latex. So there's like lambskin condoms. There's no latex condoms. You know, there's all type of needle condoms. There's the rib type that people like. You know, there's the ultra thin. You know, my brand, the Trojan Gray Ultra Thin is my favorite condom. You know, it's just you just gotta experiment.
Favorites. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You know, I do this for a living. You know, so I didn't. You know, I gotta give you the review like you asked me. I gotta let you know what it is. Yeah, but it's all yeah. Shout out to Gerard. Shout out to my shout out to the whole Check It gang in the comments. Yeah, Gerard, he shouting out B condoms in the comments.
Shout out.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, what we usually tell young men is, hey man, don't you know, why would you, like, if you in the moment, you know, and you have a lifestyle condom, and you would have to leave the house to go get a Trojan, like what you gonna do in that situation? Like, are you gonna not use the condom? Like, hey, it's a condom, bro. Like it ain't, you know, straight up. Like if it ain't working, you ain't using it right. You know, that's literally it. So
Yeah, true fact.
you know, I think a lot of guys have to learn how to use the condoms. You know, we gotta pinch the tip and roll it down. You know, make sure it's lubricated. You know, a lot of us just be in a moment. You know, heart pumping. You know, things. You know, you gotta relax. You gotta take your time.
Do you guys think you'll ever extend your services to women?
That's a great question. So remember, specifically, we are a research project, so we specifically targeting a specific hypothesis, which is we treating the infection in the men to reduce the ratio in women.
Right.
And when women, we are mostly approached by women. So what we do, we partner with other clinics around the city. There's like shout out to BCom, they just joined. But we partner with other clinics around the city, like. There's IWEST, the Institute of Women and Ethnic Studies, who's actually doing offering an at-home HIV test for free right now. It's an OraCare Quick. If you just go to their Instagram, it's IWES, IWES on Instagram. You'll find that link, and it's free. And they're in New Orleans, and they will literally drop it to your house, and you just mail it back. And that's a HIV test and a syphilis test, I believe. We send them to, you probably heard of Crescent Care, where Crescent Care does HIV and Hep C tests. We partner with iPrevent, which is the community clinic of Odyssey House, Louisiana, which you might have heard of. There's so many. There's Planned Parenthood, and a lot of these places right now are backed up because all of their services are going towards COVID. COVID surge, you know, their whole staff is, and all of their equipment is going to COVID, but these places are still offering these. There's Luke's House. Luke's House is another one. In the comment, y'all just drop some more. Gerard, y'all just drop some more places in the comments. Yeah. So that's what we usually do. When women come, yeah, we usually send them to those places where, you know, they focus on women, and it's definitely beneficial. Yeah, but Check It is actually, you know, for women. You know, we're trying to reduce the rates in the women, so it kind of got the women. You feel me?
Listen, I'm trying to see if y'all gonna extend the ages as these neos grow up. Hell, the older ones that be trapping. But
and you know what's funny? From our data, we've noticed. So it's really hard to get like the 15-year-olds. But they're definitely having sex in New Orleans. And we know Louisiana has the highest teen birth rate, so they're having unprotected sex in New Orleans. But once we raised the age back, it used to be so hard to get. It was at least like 2021, but age everybody else after that, like the 22 and up, it was just, you know, sign up. Oh, free test, I'm jumping on it. You know, it's like something at that point of your life, like the after college adult, when you kind of finally turn a man, where you start to realize, oh, this is something I should be doing.
Right. We can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Do you guys?
I'm sorry, my phone down.
Have you guys ever went to any of the high schools and talked to any of the principals about, you know,
I'm glad you asked me that.
Utilize their service? You know, having them utilize you guys' service.
Yeah, the furthest that we got with a high school was Booker T. Washington, and that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. I'm sorry. I keep I just plugged my phone up. But yeah, the closest that we got with a high school was with Booker T. Washington, like I was telling you. The principal actually invited us in, and we was we were working with the a youth leader in the school who was, and it was maybe like a week before we were supposed to do an event with them, the shutdown, quarantine happened. And since then, a lot of the schools have been virtual, and they've been dealing with a lot, with the parents and trying to figure out if the kids can come to school or not. So they didn't really have time to kind of take on something like us. In Louisiana, it's almost against the law to have a comprehensive sexual education class.
Right.
Comprehensive meaning like where you going in the class and you're teaching the kids about what actually is sex and how to protect themselves, just giving them the knowledge instead of abstinence-based, which, we in that Bible Belt, was people kind of, generationally in the past have been living on to where they're just telling kids don't have sex, and we know just like there, you tell a kid don't smoke weed, he smoke, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So that's our experience with high schools has been shaky. So we've had to go resort to things like dealing with the football teams and the basketball teams, coaches, and the NARD centers where they play, where they practice, and
Still doing the
using, just using kind of those type of avenues versus going into the schools because it's so hard. People. There was a lady who actually lost her job in Gentilly. I can't even remember the school, Langston Hughes, I believe, because one of her students asked her. She was a biology teacher, and they asked her about sex, like the organs, and she answered, and I guess that answer got back to the parent, and they ended up firing the lady. You know what I'm saying? She's a biology teacher. Like, damn, she asked the question.
Right.
But yeah, it's very like the high school is very, very fragile. Now, who does STD education, sexual health education is iWest in school. They do have that partnership, so where they have a geared sort of kind of safe educational PowerPoint presentation that they can go in and course, and talk with younger kids. But we trying to get with the high school kids. We know they having sex, the senior class, the junior and senior classes, and it's just, we hear from coaches like, oh, I don't want to deal with the parents, to get approval or, they don't want to. It's really a lot. Like we even tried. So I don't know if Landry had a clinic. Landry has a actual community clinic in their school. So does Aberson in the East. And it's called Louisiana. What is it? Gerard knows. Just drop it in the comments. It's like LAH clinics where they serve the community, but they also serve the school. And so we tried to get into the clinic, and it was successful, but they needed permission from the school for us to operate there, and they, it got all cut up again. Yeah, so that's really been our experience with the high school. So we try to go around, like, with community leaders, with like youth groups and stuff around the city to get at the younger guys. But if, anybody got some ideas, tell them hit us up, man. We do free services, bro. I will pull up anywhere to teach some young kids. I've always been appreciative of some OG giving me game, and offering me some free services. So we know the kids want it. It's just going through the red tape of offering it.
Yeah. It's so crazy how it's the hardest thing to educate people. Like, I'm trying to educate the children. This is like the most, the hardest, the most challenging thing I've ever dealt with in my life. Like, it's crazy. Trust me,
wow.
I know. But yeah, this was a good talk. I had something else on my mind to ask, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, ask it. Come on, throw it out there.
No, I forgot because I was so like into what you were saying.
Oh, I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. Because not only that, but I am actually a teacher, so I know a lot of teachers that work at Easton.
Oh, wow.
To be right, like I know a lot of teachers, so it's like, how can I? Like, I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking at the same time, like, how can I reach out to them and just try to get y'all in there? Because I know a lot of.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. Literally, just if you could share the email with me or share my info with them, they can hit me up and we'll do any type of way. Like at Warren Easton, my coworker Brian actually talked with one of the counselors there who said, oh, this service is needed. It's a great service, but she still had to make her way through the red tape. So that'll be we will appreciate that first. I'm so
definitely because
glad you even brought that up for sure.
Yeah, they know how to get through where y'all can't. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I can, and I think he's also a cheerleader coach. So like it's
perfect.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be working on that, man, because this is a good thing that y'all doing, especially with the youth, because they get it with they nasty. Yes.
What grade you teach?
I teach 5th now. They keep trying to get me to go to high school. I'm like, son, it's a no. I gotta look a little bit older, I feel like, cause like.
Okay, yeah, you like they'll be trying to try you all the time.
Bro, they manage as hell. I'm like, son, I will whip you doing that in real life.
Are you doing a Zoom thing or are you in
Yeah,
person?
it's virtual. It's virtual.
How's that going? Mm.
That's another
Like
topic for
that.
another day.
Mm.
That's another topic for another day. But no, it's going good. Honestly, better than what I thought it was gonna be. It's like everything is rough patches, trying to get everybody kind of on the same page with everything. But it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But I think it's just safer. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got an email
Okay, yeah.
about the numbers went down. I'm like, what? Give me the proof. Where the numbers went down
Yeah.
at? Like,
In Atlanta, not how y'all be at what's the place? The
man,
damn
listen,
the
I be
dang, I
inside.
can't even think of the place.
Nah.
Nah, no, nobody. You can't tell me anybody in Atlanta can't tell me they've been inside. No, and not the
Oh,
pictures
I
I didn't
have
see.
been inside. I'm scared. Rest in peace to my grandfather. He just passed from COVID not too long ago.
Oh man,
So
I lost my grandfather as well to COVID. In
yeah.
April.
So I'm
I
sitting
feel you.
the fuck down.
Inside.
Like
Yeah.
sitting down. Like I ain't even playing with it.
So let me ask you this: when they offer the teachers the vaccine, you gonna take it?
Hell no, cuz.
How come? Why not? Let's talk about the vaccine.
Okay, we can. So I just want to know more. I just don't trust the government, man. Like I really
Right.
have this whole kind of PTSD thing when it comes to the government and seeing how they've played with people before. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that
Yeah.
it won't be beneficial or it can't be beneficial once you get the kinks out, but it's like, and then so I heard somebody saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till the FDA approve it." My nigga, the FDA be approving some shit that you don't know nothing about. Okay, so I'm not
Facts.
picking on they fucking ass either. Like you're not about to get. I feel like you take it first, and then I'm gonna see what happens
Yeah.
to you, and then I'm gonna follow after that. But no, I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
into
See,
it. Like my
and that
daughter.
was a tip I was on too.
You
Yeah.
said what?
You said you got daughter? You said?
Yeah, I have a daughter, and she
Mm.
don't do the vaccines.
Okay.
The vaccines,
Yeah.
but
See, I was on that tip too. I wasn't trying to take it at all.
yeah, no,
But I
that's dead. That's dead for me.
yeah.
That was
But I ended up getting the shot though.
you
Mm.
did. You got the vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the Pfizer, and my second shot is on the fifth, I think. Yeah.
All right, you been good. You been,
I've been good, and like I'm a hypochondriac, so I'm always like sick, especially around this time of year. Well, I would get a little scratchy, my sinus start to look drained or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and me, just hysteria really around it. But everybody who, all my coworkers, like they offered it to us at Tulane, so everybody who I've known have taken it so far have been okay. They haven't had anything, and my father actually just took the Moderna shot, and he's been fine. But I only took it because my grandmother. You said I lost my grandfather in April, and then my grandmother and my mother ended up testing positive a few weeks ago. So I ended up just taking it. I was like, hey, might as well, because I be in people's face all day doing check it. And I'm like, damn, I hope I didn't, bring it to them. And I ended up not. But it was just offered, and I'm a researcher. I'm a scientist, so I'm kind of a little bit more inclined at this point, me being like almost like a community leader. Check it.
Yeah.
People look to us for help when we go in these places. They start to talk to us about all type of different health topics. So kind of taking myself out of it, and just thinking of my role in society, in my friend groups, and stuff like that. I have friends with kids and stuff. I'm telling them like, hey, bro, I'm gonna take it and just let how I'm feeling, and just giving my family, the game of what's going on with myself, and trying to give, instill confidence in them a little bit, for when it come time for, people get comfortable enough to take it. And I'm telling people like, look, if you got your reserves, you have the right to feel that way. Like, what I'm saying? You have the right to refuse. You have the right to not, even want to ever take it. But just know that we remember the syphilis study and Tuskegee study and things like that, and that was a long time ago, and it still happened.
Right. That was
But
my
there's been, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
there's been extensive amounts of testing and approval boards that people have to go through now, and then people saying, it was so politicized that they just went ahead and rushed it through. But you got to realize we're in a global crisis, like, and that's, it was kind of late, them approving it. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, they got multiple variations of the virus that we don't know if even the vaccine that is created is even gonna prevent us from. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It was super politicized. That's why I didn't want to do it, because I'm not, I ain't with Trump at all. I ain't with none of that stuff. That's why I was against. It was political reasons.
Right.
But then, my health kind of took over, and I just had to. It made sense.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep you updated. You feel me? You know, we can
Yeah,
keep
that's
chopping. I'm gonna let you know how I'm
gonna be
feeling.
locked in because I'm like, boy, you good? Hello, how you doing? Are you okay? Let me
Yeah,
know.
I ain't got no three arms yet. You know,
Right, right.
I
Let me
ain't
see.
crawling on the
Y'all see
ceiling
him
and stuff
clicking
yet.
on the live? I ain't pay attention all the way in the beginning. Did you see a twitch? Let me know in the comments. But no, that's good that you I just like how you you stepped up, you did that. Like I fucks with anybody who's a leader. There's so many followers out here, man. It's crazy. So like for you to
Facts.
be a leader, and a pillar to the community, I'm definitely rocking with that.
I
My
appreciate that. As you as well with the Raw podcast. You know, we tuned in and I, and boom, look, I know I got the Check It shirt on, but we definitely got one right here for you. I ain't know you was in Atlanta. You know, we're gonna have to ship and mail it to you.
I gotta come down at for my grandfather's funeral.
Oh, right.
I'm
Yeah, we
definitely gonna
definitely
get my
for
shirt.
sure. We got it on. It's ready for you.
I'm gonna get my shirt. So I'm just gonna pedal back a little bit, and
For
this is my
sure.
last question, so I won't keep you all night. Do you
It's all good. I'm
think
chilling.
that you can naturally cure like all of these more permanent or long-lasting STDs and STI? Well, STDs because it wouldn't be STI. Do you think it's
Naturally.
yes?
So we talking like a chlamydia, or we talking like
No,
a
like HIV/AIDS,
disease?
like her,
Naturally, not at all. I mean, I don't believe so. Just because I believe in science, you know. And there's no cure yet, and all the treatments that we got, only kind of reduce your T cell count, but you still, infected with the disease. I don't think you can. I think it's. I'm not as versed on HIV, or the more serious disease, but I definitely don't. But I don't believe that you can cure anything, any of those type of diseases naturally. Um, yeah, I like to take medicine. You know what I'm saying? I like to take I'm NyQuil every night, so I go. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I mean, and it's no. I know. It's nothing wrong with even trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's your health is literally up to you. Like I just be telling people like you in control or whatever you do. If you want to try to cure it naturally, that's something that you into. You know, and can't nobody knock you for doing that because you're standing on your own 2 feet. And you know that's what you into. But just know I'm always an advocate for science, and just know that science can help you. These treatments and medicines can help you through it because that's grueling. HIV/AIDS is grueling. Like people live with it so long now because it's so like we was talking about the PEP and PrEP. That's stuff that you even like, guys. It's something that you can even take before you have sex, and it'll reduce your chances of getting it. It's all kind of different things that they're coming up with. Just as the
Right.
years
So
progress.
kind of has me on the fence. It's like y'all are coming up with all these things for
Right,
niggas
but not a
to
cure.
pay for. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But you don't have the cure. So I feel like I'm a disagree with you a little bit. I think that you can cure it naturally because I know that when I get sick, I don't take medicine. I do all natural herbs. I use what God put on earth to cure, when I'm feeling down or whatever it is. And even for my kids. So just like Brett, like honestly, if women breastfeed their babies, there's less chance for your babies to be sick or get any type of illnesses. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
So it's
Women
like
definitely
all
should
of that.
breastfeed their children.
You said what?
I agree. The women definitely need to, especially in our black community, we definitely need to start breastfeeding.
Definitely
Definitely.
with the fact. So
Mm.
I think, but not to say that I don't think that medicines, there aren't things because baby, I take me Excedrin migraine quickly when I got a headache. So I definitely
Mm.
still feel like medicine, could be. So I think that just like you said, if people just educate themselves a little bit more on like
Yeah,
the whole vaccine thing and everything, I think that they'll feel a little bit more at ease versus just listening to what somebody else said, because that's our big
definitely.
like we
Yeah,
straight listen to what somebody told us, and then it's like that's what it is. That's the gospel truth. And it's like, dude, did you
yeah.
research it? Did you question it? Do you have the
Right.
mindset to question it? You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Definitely. Like, when we debate sports and stuff, we always going at each other back and forth. We need to do that with our health. It's just as important. Definitely.
yeah. I rock. So this was a very, very good conversation. I am glad
Yeah.
that
I
you
enjoyed
decided
it.
to have it with me. We're gonna have to do this again
For
in
sure.
person after I see
Definitely.
what happened with this vaccine. Because if you start clicking out on me, you have a problem now.
For sure. Yeah, you could whenever you come back to the city, you if you'll be here soon, definitely get your t-shirt so you and maybe you could check out our office and see how the process works with us testing. And I can show you real quick while we on Zoom because I got it right here. But yeah, if anybody, before we hang up, if anybody was looking for testing, it literally takes 10 minutes to enroll with Check It NOLA. All you have to do from us being on live right now is go to checkitnola.com or go to our Instagram at Check It NOLA, and we on Twitter at Check It NOLA. Click the link in the bio. You scroll down, you'll see it tells you the qualifications. Let you know you have to be 15 to 26-year-old black man, in or spends most of the times in New Orleans, has had vaginal sex with a woman, and is willing and able to, for us, and is willing to consent to us testing them. They sign up, we call them, the documents, all the consent forms and everything that they would fill out, the same forms that they would fill out if they would go to a doctor's office and get an STD test. They do all of those on their smartphones. And then also the survey I was letting you know about, they also do that on their smartphones. And the anonymous survey is sort of the payment for the free test. So once the guy starts to do the survey, then we come pull up on him if he at his crib, at his, at his job. If he got like 10 seconds to just come run outside real quick, we bring him this kit. It's just a white box, super anonymous. It's super small too. I don't want to. It was like, my hand's bigger than it. Inside, what we have is just a simple.
You just got big ass hands, or that's just a small ass box?
No, it's small. It's pretty small. Yeah, it's only got, look, this was inside. It's a simple urine specimen collection cup. We familiar with these for drug tests and everything, but Check It NOLA literally only STD tests. We're not the police, because we heard that before. We have a simple buyer has a bag that you would just drop the cup in after you pee, and it's just a pair of gloves in there, because of Corona. Right. And we take that from you, and literally that's it, And we also, since we're a research project, we incentivize guys for the time for enrolling with us. So we offer a $25 incentive, whether that be Cash App, whereas Amazon code, Walmart code. We have over 60 partners around the city, so it'll be a $25 gift card to Pralines, to Stop Jocking, Snowball Stand, Tasty Treats, and somewhere, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Yeah, all that for just getting a simple STD test.
That's right, and it's needed. If you out here fucking sucking and licking, you better go get
dirty dicking and shit. You know how they do.
Right. I seen a question that says their data to support holistic medicine curing HIV and AIDS. I'm not certain, but I know that when I'm sick or when I have like colds and stuff like that, that's my go-to. But that my grandmother has always, I used to call her a kitchen witch because she always was concocting, some medicine. So
and it worked
I had
every time.
I can remember me sitting in some stank ass stuff in the bathtub. You know what I'm saying? And the next morning I didn't have chicken pox no more.
Yeah, and it worked. That's the thing. Yeah, grandma them be knowing.
Yeah, they be knowing, so it's just like I wondered, if they do have data, y'all find out.
Yeah, it's out there though. I definitely tell you, people been studying STDs since the beginning of sex, so that information is definitely out there. And I'm just not versed on it, just because I'm not as versed on HIV.
Right.
But, definitely, that information is definitely out there, and there's definitely people that have tried, study holistic ways to cure, because some people are allergic to treatments and stuff. A lot of people can't, there's something going on with their body to where they can't take those treatments, so they have to find a different way.
And not just
people use CBD and stuff.
Right. I was not just for STDs, but like cancer and stuff like that. Like I heard people saying like they took a more holistic approach to, battling their cancer and stuff. So, I don't know. I haven't seen the data, but I've just seen, people saying that they did certain things. So
definitely
Tuesday. But this was a good talk, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you for having us on, behalf of me and my whole team. That's in the comments. We definitely was looking forward to this one. Hopefully we could do some more in the future.
No, definitely, because there is some trifling motorsukas around here and they're going to come up in the future. I promise you they're going to need more services.
For sure, man. And we literally need one more person, one more dude to make 2,000 young men that we've actually STD tested in New Orleans. We screened over thousands, but actually STD tested who was eligible, we're at 1,999. We need one more young man. So anybody in this comments right now, if you're 15, 26-year-old black man in New Orleans, click that link in our bio. What we ask dudes that when I see you guys, you asked me this, I think earlier, but when we out recruiting and stuff, the first thing I'm gonna actually do, I don't even go, I'm just walk up to him and say, "When's the last time you been STD tested?" And if he
Right.
calls, hey, boom.
Right. Stop
And
playing. Son. Here you go. Son. You gotta
boom.
do no more. Like
Straight
we
up, man.
already
We ain't,
see.
stop thinking. Stop thinking about it. Look, you thinking too hard.
Right. Right. Thanks.
For
But
sure.
thank you again, man. We are
For
out.
sure. All right.
That was a good talk. Thank you for everyone who joined in on the live. Hopefully you learned something. I know I did. And send this live to whoever. I'm gonna soon be uploading majority of my lives to the YouTube too, so my audience there can also see it and you can access it later. But make sure you guys send this because it's a needed conversation, especially with our young men, to protect our young women. And go to checkitnola.com and stop playing. Go check your shit. Stop. Y'all be checking all this other shit. Y'all check Instagram. Go check fucking Nola. You heard me? Check it Nola. Go get yourself checked up and stop fucking playing. Okay? Thank you guys. Thank you.